On the Kickstarter for Lore.Land, I have a seasonal plot as well as daily plot lines. I drew this image that describes the titles Honk About Pie, No More Boon Honk, and Bone to be Bane. I also developed a visual language to support this image. The formatting is a bit off on the mobile app, but generally, Honk About Pie is about a middle grade student in Boonland trying to count to pie while a pie baking competition captivates the town. No More Boon Honk is a group of astonished mimes seeking to prevent the clowns of Honkland from causing more mayhem, while the townspeople of Baneland are in a panic to find the mayor before the Blueberry Ball. And Bone to be Bane is about a monster from Baneland struggling to figure out if they want to be good or bad. And I also drew something about Teal Stripes vibes to include in the creative energy. Today, as I've done a couple of times, I just uploaded this outline to ChatGPT. Then ChatGPT responded with unified augmentation language based on my custom instructions. I mentioned a list of domains that I own and have developed for. I've talked about this on my YouTube channel in a playlist called Building.Land, which is more than a year old at this point. Then I asked it to generate JSON in 15-minute chunks, and it provided something. I further refined this to get the format that I was looking for, and ended up with a JSON file. I created a list of these events using React, and if you click on these, they link to different sites that I own. The interesting thing is that the guest plot comes from factshift.com right now. Or I guess I can't say it comes from factshift.com, just the guest plot line assumes that factshift.com is going to be the place where this content is driven. The interesting thing about this is that the hash after the identity comes from MD5, which is a pretty well-known, pretty widely used hashing algorithm. And that hash comes from the title that I type into this box. For example, if I type hello, then you see the hash changes. So if we go back to splashy.com, all of the text that describes the events that are happening gets MD5'd and then used as a link. And all of these links are structured the same way. There isn't a title associated with them, so unless I actually know what it took on these sites to make that hash, I wouldn't be able to guess it. And I can demonstrate that by copying the text of this link, copy link text, going to factshift.com, pasting that in, and the hash doesn't change, but you see that there is a title associated with it. So the idea here is that guests every day can choose the site that they want to represent the concept, and it wouldn't really matter what the event was or that it was generated by whoever, because it's going to be pretty much the same every day. I don't know if specifically these events are going to be the same day by day, but at least the plot line from the Kickstarter is going to be the same. Then, depending on how people want to interact with the space, they can add nodes and save them. And depending on the day, if we go back to that, we can see the content that was stored in each event. Currently, factshift.com doesn't connect to any servers via API requests. The other sites are designed to be able to. Currently, these sites only have a button, but in other forms, they've had a similar interface to factshift.com. At the end of each day, I can check the analytics for these pages and update the plot or add more content as needed. I know this isn't clear right now, and it'll help if I update the UX of splashy.com. But at least you can see the idea that I'm getting at. You can also copy this idea. Generally, I think it'd be more meaningful if you create your own general plot structure, but really however you want to approach the space, I think is up to you as a creative. I do a lot of visual art, so that's where I'm going to be sourcing my creativity.